I'm back again. So for this video, I decided to talk about something that's a part of the whole Vegas lifestyle. Not really the lifestyle, but something that's pretty popular here in Vegas. On the north side, the east. Well, no, not the east. The north, the west, and the south. No, the north and the south. It's mainly the north and the south, and the south side of Las Vegas. I'm going to talk about pro wrestling that goes on in Las Vegas. Now, in Vegas, there used to be 4, but now there's only 3 independent pro wrestling companies here in Las Vegas. Those 3 companies are NCA. They call it NCA Pro Wrestling, but I just call it NCA. I don't know what NCA stands for, but whatever. And then there's FSW, which stands for Future Stars of Wrestling, and then there's Adrenaline Unleashed Pro Wrestling. So I'm just going to talk about them, talk about what I think of them, and whatever. Okay, so yeah, I'll start off with NCA. NCA, they're pretty new. I just went to one of their shows in September. What did I think about it? Not a lot. Wasn't the most entertaining, but had a lot of. They had some goofy characters, but it's new. I don't really know a lot about them. Other than that, they have some wrestlers. Cause like the way I saw it, because it was in a swap meet, and the way they did it was like they had 3 triple threat matches, which was sort of like. I think something that would be better if they like organized their card more, because their main event was a 4-minute match, maybe 6 minutes, but it was anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes. And on the poster they had, the main event was supposed to be I forgot their Felony and some other guy, but the other guy, the guy who's wrestling was like had like a Road Warrior gimmick or something, but whatever. And they weren't the main event. Instead, they were like the 4th match, and like their 3rd match was a Broadway, which is 30-minute match. For the 3rd match to be a 3-way 30-minute match is not the most smartest thing to do. But I've only seen one of their shows. I don't know if I'd go see another one, but they are an active company here in Las Vegas. So I'll move on to the next one. FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling. These guys have been around ever since late 2009. I saw their first ever show, which was inside a swap meet, different from how NCA did it. Instead, they did it in like the back of us in like a storage room or something. They basically moved up all the boxes, put a ring in there, put some guardrails, made an entrance. It really did not look that bad. So, and their first show was actually a great show. They had the Young Bucks on the card, and if you don't know who the Young Bucks are, then, well, if you watch TNA, then the Young Bucks were Generation Me. But the only problem is FSW, this was the only time FSW booked them. I believe they went up against the Cutler Brothers. I think that's who they wrestled. So anyway, the first show was like a tournament to crown the first champion. The person who won the tournament was Kenny King. He was the first ever champion. As far as the first show went, as being a debut show, I enjoyed it. I thought it was entertaining and whatnot. And after that, from there on, they were supposed to have another show there, but that got canceled for I think for fire hazard reasons, or something happened with it. I remember reading in the paper that it got canceled or something. So then I remember seeing a commercial for it on TV during SmackDown, a 15-second commercial for FSW is going to be putting on shows once a month at the Silver Nugget. And the Silver Nugget is like a little, it's not a big casino, but it's a casino. And the Silver Nugget was also dubbed as the Showboat for Las Vegas, where they would put on all the old AWA matches. So to have wrestling back there again was really cool. They ran shows there for about a year and a half. Their first 2 shows were very entertaining. They had Domino, which was a which is the son of Jimmy Snuka, as well as a former WWE superstar. Let's see what else. They had who else? Oh yeah, they had Disco Inferno there. He's a great wrestler. I love him so much. So yeah, fast forward a year and a half later, they at times they put on bad shows, even though the tickets were like $10 each. It was like $15 for front row, but at times you wouldn't get what you wanted out of the show. It was still a good show, but it wasn't the best show. But luckily, for some reason, I don't know what happened. Not luckily, but for some reason they stopped running shows at the Silver Nugget. I don't know why, but they just stopped running shows every month. But then they got their own training facility, which is also an arena, and now they put on shows there every 2 weeks. I go to them sometimes whenever I'm feeling in the mood to watch independent pro wrestling. Usually it's on like a Friday night. That's the only part I don't like. It's best they have it on Sunday night. But I think they're starting to bring back Sunday night shows. But as from what I've heard, it's only on Friday nights now. So that's what's going on with FSW. Next, Adrenaline Unleashed Pro Wrestling. From what I know, they've been around. They're the longest company that's been around here in Vegas. They've been around for like 6 years or something. They are the pro wrestling attraction at the Extreme Things Sports and Music Festival. I saw them earlier this year, and they put on a badass show. They've been performing at Extreme Thing ever since 2007. But recently in 2011, they put on quite a bit of shows. The first one being Extreme Thing, and after that, they put on a show at their event arena called Casino Royale, and that event was just off the hook. It was like a collision show with Adrenaline Unleashed versus Vendetta Pro Wrestling, something like that, whatever. And after that, they performed at Indie Music Festival, which was not as big as Extreme Thing, but it was basically the Extreme Thing for independent music bands. And after that, they performed at the Zombie Writers Fest for two nights. They put on like 5 shows each night. All above. I mean, at times they had like some. They're not the best, but they're entertaining. And if they were to ever put on a show, I would definitely go see it. What have they done recently? What did they just do? Oh yeah, they were at the 48 Hour Music Festival here in Vegas. They put on some pretty good matches. They put on like 6 matches a day, something like that. I didn't see a lot of it because I was paying attention to the bands like Avenged Sevenfold and Godsmack and stuff like that. But other than that, so far from Adrenaline, I haven't been very disappointed. So that's basically all I have to say for the whole pro wrestling scene here in Vegas, and that's all I got. So bye.